Nicolas.
Thank you.
Maybe we can start out that you give. Maybe I can start out by
Yes,
giving a
please
short
do.
introduction. So my name is Anders. I'm based in Dubai. I have my company Nordic FoodTech, where Limitech is one of our great partners. We provide a few different solutions from Denmark, especially to food manufacturers in the Middle East. And today, it's a great pleasure to have you, Nicolas, with me, and we will talk about spicy sauce. But if you could maybe give us a couple of words about you and Limitech to begin with.
I sure can, Anders. So, good morning, good afternoon, everybody from wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Nicolas Jackson. I work for the company Limitech that produces liquid mixing equipment for the food industry. These are machines producing anything from sauces, condiments, dairy products within the liquid food sector. I've been working now for Limitech close to 10 years as currently as the sales director. Previously, or in general in my entire career, have been involved in the food production and food manufacturing, where previous roles of Limitech in both commissioning and installation of equipment of our machines all over the world, which at the same time gives me the insight and knowledge of the daily operations and requirements that our customers have all around the world to ensure that whatever we supply them works like it should.
So really hands-on
Experience for many years, yes.
Excellent, Nicolas. Thank you. And today we had our previous talk about hummus, which was well received, and I think a good talk. So today to something different, which we call spicy sauce, which is a broad category of products. So I'm definitely interested to hear about our solutions here because. Yes, hummus is not just hummus, but spicy sauce is very wide and also in different parts of the world. It's done differently. So Nicolas, maybe if you can tell us about how do we make a great spicy sauce?
Yes. So spicy sauces, this is a wide term. This ranges from the style hot sauce that many people know as the company Tabasco. It goes to taco sauces, it goes to spicy mayonnaise, it goes to spicy ketchups. One thing that all of these different products have in common is that they are spicy. This is a trend that's going all over the world at the moment, where more and more producers are making their products in a spicy way. And producing a spicy sauce is the difficult part is producing a good quality sauce with the spices in that has the correct amount of kick, the correct color, and all of these things matters into one. And what we see generally, what I see generally around the industry is that a lot of these companies are having a difficult time taking many of their products from the conventional style sauce to a spicy taco sauce or a spicy ketchup. And in many of them, it evolves around different tanks that are producing bases. It could be producing slurries, frying of the vegetables here, cooking of them here. And they are basically taking a lot of different ways and factors and combining them into one to manufacture this product. And
so it means like you stand in your kitchen, you have many different pots
yes,
going at the same time, and then at the end you have to combine it. And then,
yes,
if something is not gone perfectly, it can impact.
Exactly, and this gives a lot of challenges, especially if this is a company that wants to make a spicy sauce with particles inside. This makes it extremely difficult to them to maintain the particle size, not only maintaining them in one batch, but also maintaining the same size every batch after again. And
so that means when I stand on the shelf, I look at the bottles, they look with the same type of content and the same sizes of particles.
Exactly, yeah, and that's what you want, because a sauce with particles looks brilliant on the shelves, and these are what people look for. Oh, I can see a full chunk of bell pepper or carrot or peas or whatever I want. This looks really, really nice. Then if this is a sauce that you as a consumer start to really like and care for, well, if the texture changes, then you're not the happiest person at home. And not only gives this issues with getting the same texture and particle size, but it also gives, because of all of these ways to combine them together, this also allows for a lot of the times over-processing of the sauce, over-processing of the particles. This could give different viscosities and all of these things. So many places, what I do see is many people are having this as a challenge. And here, we at Limitech believe that we have some very, very good technology and some very, very good solutions for these kind of products.
Excellent. Excellent.
Good. We here at Limitech have what we like to call almost a one all-in-one solution for maintaining these particulates. And what I would really like to show you, Anders, and also mostly everybody that's joining our webinar today here is a short video. So this video here is based off one of our Limix systems with heating, mixing, and also buffer tank before filling lines. And this
is from an actual customer, right? So
yes.
This is in a factory, making a real product. Yeah.
Yes. And the product and the intention for this video here is a very spicy sauce with a lot of particles and a lot of vegetables in. You could compare this many places all over the world as a taco sauce.
Okay.
So first we have the 500-liter mixing tank with our buffer tank in the background. So here you see a lot of fresh ingredients. You have ginger, you have onion, bell peppers, tomatoes, carrots, all of these things going into the tank. So it consists of a lot of chunks of different product. Next here comes again red peppers, more onions, peas for this instance also. And then we have a lot of spices here. Cumin, curry, chili powder, cayenne pepper, salt.
So really a complex recipe, huh?
Really a recipe that is complex in the version of both a lot of different ingredients, but also ensuring that all of these ingredients work together and we don't have huge separations of the fats and all of that. At the same time here, we are adding a little bit of coconut milk and some vinegar and other spices together. And once we have all of these items in here, the next stage is to mix them around to make a homogeneous mixture without breaking these particles and cook the sauce. We need to bring it to a temperature, not only just to pasteurize it, but also to cook away some of the water, ensuring that the carrots, onions, all of these are getting soft. And we simply do that in our machine by cooking.
So that means I add all my ingredients into the mixer and cooker, and I don't make it in several steps. For this specific product, we add all the ingredients and then we go.
Exactly. This specific product here, which is a kind of a taco sauce with a lot of spices in, add all the raw materials to the mixing tank in one time, start the process. And you see, as it's cooking, color is getting there. This one here is starting to foam a little bit on the top, but we have all the particulates mixed together in a really, really homogeneous way. And you start to see this product coming out. And here you really get the idea of how these particulates still are really, really nice, maintained and intact. You can see on the top here still full peas, the red peppers, a little bit spillage of the side of tomatoes. These particles.
This device you're using is to check the consistency of the product?
Yes. So on what we did here is to check the consistency and the viscosity. So it should fall a certain amount of centimeters in a certain amount of time. to ensure that the texture and the consistency that it gets is the same each time. After that part, what we then do is that for this specific line and product, we transfer it over to the holding tank before the filling line. And here, now we are pumping product. This is another place where there has a lot of tendency to damage and destroy these particles. Here we are using gentle pumps to get the product to the buffer tank. Once the product then arrives in the buffer tank, we fill the buffer tank from below. And this we do to ensure that if it falls from the top, all the particles will then by gravity fall to the bottom. A product will start to foam a little bit. There's also the risk of particles breaking up a little bit as they hit the water barrier. This product is then filled from the bottom, where we are then ensuring homogeneous blend, meaning that the particle distribution inside the level is equal all the way around.
And then from the buffer, we go to, I'm guessing, hot filling into a glass or whatever this product will be filled in.
Yes. So direct to a jar line, hot filled is the idea of this product here. And, as we are going all the way from the start, where in the mixing tank, we are cooking. So here we get the temperature for pasteurization, as well as in this double jacket buffer tank, we also have heating to ensure that the product arrives at the filler at the designated temperature. So homogeneous blending here, keeping all the spices, the particulates even distributed for the same filling each time. Yes. And then
Nicolas, go ahead.
While if people are starting to write a little bit of their questions or whatever they might do, in the meantime, I will just explain to you a little bit about what the mixing tank looks like, the one we did the cooking in. So what we have is inside, what you can see over on the tank walls, are agitation.
So this was, sorry, Nicolas. So this was where we saw all the ingredients being filled into, right? This was into to this mixer cooker vessel.
Correct. Yeah. This is the machine that we call the Limix 1. Yeah. So here we simply added all the raw materials into this tank and start the cooking procedure. And what is so brilliant about this system here is that we have agitation, as you can see, that are scraping the tank walls and the tank bottom. And with all of these binding plates on, this ensures that we keep these particulates homogeneous throughout the entire batch, keeping this spicy sauce as a homogeneous batch. And we can heat and cool on the tank walls and the bottom, but also with steam directly into the product. And then this webinar here is not only about spicy sauces with big particles inside, but also how do I make a completely smooth, completely homogeneous spicy sauce? And that's where this thing in the bottom comes into play. So what we have here is our inside high shear mixer. And this is a system that consists of the rotor-stator principle, meaning that for the sauce with the particles, we don't use this one. But for the sauce without any particles, turning this one on in a few minutes will make the entire sauce completely smooth, removing all the pieces.
So this means I can decide, depending on what product am I doing a Tabasco where I want that completely smooth, or am I doing, let's say, a spicy sauce where I want a few pieces because I'm going to put it on top of my burrito or something.
Yes.
So the machine can do either or, and I guess everything, let's say, in between.
Everything in between. So the more smooth you want it, the longer time this one has to run. And maintaining also products where we add full pieces of carrots but only want to chop them down, well, maybe only a few seconds of this is necessary. And
if I want to have, let's say, a mayonnaise chili sauce where I can maybe see a little bit of the chili pieces in my, let's say, dipping sauce, I can do this as well?
Exactly, yeah. So the machine can manufacture the mayonnaise first, and then adding of the particulates of the chili or whatever kind of habanero or jalapenos that you want to add them to it, and then make the particles smaller using the high shear.
So again, I don't need to make my mayonnaise, move it, mix it.
No.
I will, let's say, do everything, of course, in different steps, I guess, but inside the same mixer.
Exactly. You will do all of the things inside the same tank. And this gives you both reliability, but also hygienic measures. You are not moving this product from batch mixer to a tri blender to many different things. Everything is happening inside. So we are not moving the product constantly from tank to tank. People sitting there with their hands on it inside, using a bucket or shovel to move it. Everything happens inside. And that's what's so flexible about our solution.
And I've seen other, of course, there are already a lot of people in the market doing mixers and cookers, but I often see that, let's say, the high shear that we just talked about is not in the mixer, right?
Yes. So the in my opinion, benefit of Limitech is that we have this high shear located inside. This means that the lowest point in the tank is the outlet, meaning that all of the product does not have to pass through the high shear. So particulates of 10 by 10 millimeter or whatever they are when you make the sauce, they will be this when they exit the tank also.
And how do I then control? So I have a very specific, let's say, my marketing, my R&D guys are telling me I need the size of the chili to be this. In another product, I want a bigger size. Can I handle that easily, or what do I do?
That is handled quite easily, but all of this starts in the beginning with R&D trials. So doing trials by figuring out how should the particle size be when they enter the machine and how can we handle them inside, because all of this will depend on what is the raw material.
And then how does the machine handle this? Do I need to stand and look down and take tests when I do it, or I can kind of program the machine to do it?
So in the beginning, when you have to develop the product, you will, of course, be looking and testing and sampling and all of that. But then when the development phase is finalized, well, the mixer has all the PLC, so it's one program that the operator needs to start every time. So the timings, loading, different kind of things and temperatures are preset and determined every time. While we now are then talking also these products without particles, I also want to show you a quick video of a spicy ketchup that we also have made.
A completely, let's say, opposite side of, let's say, the shelving of the sauces and spicy sauces. So we had the very chunky salsa type, and this is going to be the smooth, This
is going to be the smooth ketchup, spicy ketchup style. So this video here showcases a relatively simple to make ketchup. So what you see being dosed here, these are all of the ingredients as of the spice mix. These are the tomato concentrate, vinegar, sugar, all of these things that are normally made in several different tanks with preparation of, one tank preparation of the tomato puree, one tank preparation of syrup and vinegar. All of these things here I just put in a 5-liter jug and added it to the mixing tank. So you see there's a lot of particles from different raw materials. The next step then for us is relatively for us easy. We have to mix here while we are heating up. So here we are high shear mixing to remove all of those particles from the different vegetables and ingredients and heating the product up at the same time. Then when we reach a certain temperature, we add the starch. And this is to ensure that we don't break the starch in this pureeing and homogenization of the product.
So this means I can add my dry and liquid ingredients in different steps throughout the recipe. I don't need to, let's say, put everything in the beginning.
Exactly, yeah. So here we add the flavor-wise things, you know, the water, the vinegar, the sugar, tomato puree, spices, chilies, all of that we add in the beginning. And then once this is preheated and homogenized, then we take the starch with the vacuum from a funnel. This could also be oil if we wanted to add that later from a liquid point of view, or all of these ingredients. When this is then added, as you see now, product is starting to get thick because of the starch.
Yeah.
So, and also you can really see for this recipe here, you can really see and sense the spicy chili. Oh, sorry. Oh, this is a bad one here. You can really start to sense the spiciness and the chili because you see this really, really dark red color that this product has. And then, well, after heating to a certain temperature and doing pasteurizing, well, this really, really nice homogeneous ketchup is spicy ketchup is now finished. And here you see, this is also easy to make on Limitech machines.
And if I wanted, then now we looked at the ketchup. So if this was a Tabasco, the viscosity is of course different on a Tabasco, but it's still, let's say, without the particles. That would be, let's say, the same process, but I guess different types of starches and ingredients.
Yeah, so a Tabasco style hot sauce has a little bit of a different procedure to manufacture and different ingredients, but the basic way and mindset and way to move forward is the same. It is. And
yeah, go ahead.
No, please.
No, I was just saying, so now we looked at, let's say, everything happening in once. You started by saying it was, is that then what you have seen in other factories normally, let's say, going in many steps, and here we combine it together? If you could talk a bit about that.
I would see what I see in many places where they are already doing it by adding all of the ingredients together. The equipment that they are using in these factories will generally is not a super efficient equipment. This could mean that they are using a long time to prepare one batch because the heating time is slow. If they want to mix it together, make it homogeneous, if they even are able to do it in that one tank, it's taking a long time because the shear rate is not effective. Or then they have to pump it through external high shear to get it lump free. The other places where I see that are producing high quantity and high quality of these products, many of them, not all, but many of them are using different tanks for all of the different procedures in the manufacturing.
And we had I think, a good question. So we looked at, let's say, the spicy ketchup, where we also use temperature. We also use temperature in the Mexican sauce. What's our option in terms of the heating with steam? Is it direct steam, indirect steam? How do we control the temperature? Can you talk a bit about this, because that's quite important when we operate with sugars and hot sauces?
Yes. Great question. So the Limitech mixing system has the possibility to either have the heating on the double jacket, so that means it's a jacketed vessel, and we also have
steam, or what's the medium for the for the heating?
The medium here can be steam. If the customer desires extremely good temperature control, it can be hot water. So here we can say that we need the water to be certain temperature. This is then slower heating, but very, very controlled heating. And for the extremely rapid and fast heating, we have direct steam injection. This is simply where we are injecting the steam directly into the product. And the good thing about this is that there will be no burning of products on the tank walls. So,
because that was my thinking, right? So you're going to inject now a lot of heat into the product directly. So I guess the temperature will go super quick up.
Yes, temperature goes up super, super quick. The only downside to this is that you are at the same time adding condensate to the product. And of course, the last thing you want to do is to make this very spicy sauce less spicy by adding water to it. So this is taking into account in the recipe. So in the recipe, you add less amount of water and you get the rest from the steam.
And you control, I guess, also very precisely the steam.
We control it very, very precisely. We can choose how fast we want it to go. So even though it's the fastest and the most rapid way of heating, we can control how many steam nozzles we use to ensure that you also don't break the starch by heating it too fast or some of the other products.
So maybe just on these two videos we saw, it was indirect steam on both of them, or how was...
The chunky sauce is with direct steam, and the ketchup we did was indirect steam.
Okay.
So,
but it's let's say the machine can do both. You mean, right? So it's not too different. So it will be depending on the product that you're making.
It will be depending on the product that you're making that you can do both, and also the desired way to do it. I see a lot of factories. They never use direct steam injection in any of their equipment or in any recipe because this is how they have always done it. Some other factories, they always use direct steam injection. This will depend a lot about each factory.
Yeah, and I guess also the availability of food grade steam, or So we adopt, let's say, the settings and the recipe to what is available.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly, yes. Correct.
I think maybe, Nicolas, if you could, now you showed us a lot about this. So let's say I now am thinking I want to do my my own, let's say, orange color spicy sauce. Can you help me to make this sauce that I'm currently thinking about? What would be a good way to go from idea into to a product?
Yes. So here at Limitech, we have opened a brand new technology and innovation center. So here we have different pilot size equipment for 10 liters of batch, and we also have pilot equipment for 300 liters of batch. And this is...
That means you can do my sauce, or Nicolas, what does that mean?
Exactly. This means that customers are very welcome to come here, and we can make either the sauce that you currently are making, but we can also try and develop new recipes together with you. So we have the opportunity to do that in either a 10-liter batch or a 300-liter batch here in Denmark. All you have to do is come here, bring your ingredients, or we can help you find the ingredients.
So that's also a way that if I'm already doing a product, but I'm looking maybe to expand my capacity or give myself some flexibility, then I can come to you and then we can look at, okay, how can we maybe, instead of having 5 different tanks, we can do it in one and see exactly how long time the process will be?
Exactly, yes. And if you're in your factory or producing spicy sauces, but you're also producing some mayonnaise, well, we can make mayonnaise in the exact same equipment while you're here. And
if I have a new recipe, then it's also a place where you can try out that product. And you have the steam, you have all the utilities.
So we have all the steam. We have high quality steam. We have water, compressed air, cold water, drains, all of these things that you would require to manufacture, to do very, very nice R&D pilot trials. All of this pieces of equipment we have available here in Denmark.
Going from, you said, mayonnaise to a taco sauce to Tabasco to you dream that we make it.
Exactly. It's only I would say for most of the companies, it's only the imagination of you guys that will set the limitation for what we can do here.
So don't hesitate to put your questions. Thank you for the question about the steam. One question I have is we looked at quite big pieces of carrots and other things in the taco sauce, and I think also, let's say, my spicy mayo will have pieces of chili. Once the processing is done, how do I ensure that that also is how my product is going to look? Are there any, let's say, technologies or any tricks to this when it's being filled?
I would say, Limitech will help you ensuring that during the mixing, the manufacturing of the product, during this stage, that we maintain the particles that you want. And then during the either storage in the buffer tank or whatever you might want, in all of this scope, we will help you to ensure that. But of course, once it arrives at your filling machine, you also need to be sure that the filling machine that you have can handle the particles of the size that we will deliver to it. That's very important.
Does the pump and, let's say, taking it in and, let's say, from the mixer to the buffer and then from the buffer to the filler, is that something we also need to take care?
So the Limitech will naturally, when we are doing projects with customers, we get the idea, we see the product, we do the trials here, we know the sizes of the particles that the customer wants. And with this, we ensure that the pumps are suitable for exactly that.
Okay, so we have let's say, a dialogue with each factory.
Yes,
I know we do this, but I think that's also a good point that it's not, let's say, a product off the shelf for mayonnaise or for hot sauce. It's a product that can be adjusted based on the customer.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. Then another thing, I guess also, so what about cleaning? How do any, let's say, tricks and best practice, any thing you can talk about that?
I would say, cleaning is done very individually around all the factories. They use different chemicals, have different procedures. For the Limitech parts, all of the equipment from us is capable of CIP cleaning, either internally or from external CIP systems. But the biggest benefit for the customers regarding this is that instead of using 7 different kinds of lines or processes to make one product, here is one. So the cleaning and the cleaning time is easier, more efficient and shorter.
Less water.
Less water, less chemicals. All of these.
So that means spray balls are already in place inside the mixer, or?
Yes. So we have inside of the tanks all of the rotating spray balls for cleaning of the machines.
So I need then, in addition, a CIP plant that then will be connected to the mixer, or?
That's a great question. So a lot of the factories, they have CIP systems, a centralized CIP system. If you have that in your factory, great. And this can be connected to the Limitech machine. But the Limitech also has the ability to act as its own CIP unit. That means that it will automatically dose the water, heat it up, and recirculate it around over the spray balls. The only manual operation that an operator needs to do is to dose the chemical to the machine. Otherwise, it has all the functions and capabilities to clean itself.
So that means it's, let's say, it can stand alone, or it can be part of this existing setup.
Exactly, yes. Exactly, yeah.
I think we're almost getting to the end. We have a few minutes left, so don't hesitate if someone has any questions. Then Then maybe I can ask you, Nicolas, what's the craziest hot sauce, chili, spicy sauce you have seen, or maybe your personal favorite?
I would say my personal favorite is a Tabasco style hot sauce. This is my personal favorite. I would say, however, one of the most crazy ones I've seen is jalapeno taco style sauce. The huge amount of fresh jalapenos and other raw materials going into a tank to make this product is crazy. There is so many, and the color of it, almost unimaginably green color. That's my favorite.
But that, I guess, can also take you by surprise, right? It looks very innocent.
It looks very innocent, and it almost looks like a green pesto. But once you then taste and try it, you get the kick, and you certainly you weren't expecting that. And what about you?
Yeah, I enjoy definitely spicy sauces. I think probably I will go for more a Thai style. So you have a little bit of a sweetness introduction, and then you get the kick afterwards. So I think that can often work very well with the vegetables and a mix of ingredients of food that you're having. So I enjoy that.
Yeah, that's also very nice. Very, very
Not
nice.
something we do often in Denmark, right? We're not a spicy country. I can tell you here in Dubai, with a large Indian population, there's definitely a liking for spicy sauce. So that has also developed my own interest, and that has been a good experience.
Yes, awesome.
Nicolas, anything else we need to add before we wrap up?
From my point of view, nothing else than if anybody is interested to come here to Denmark and make some sauces, you are very welcome.
And obviously, I know you also have material on your website, right? And people can reach out to us. And I think it's also important that now we talk spicy sauce, we can also do a plain mayonnaise. We can do a plain ketchup
exactly
in the same machine. I guess you often see that your customers are doing a variety of products.
A lot of the times what I generally see over the past 1 or 2 years is that many of these sauce and condiment factories, they have a variety of ketchup, mayonnaise, and dressings, and they have the same ones also in a spicy version. So if they have a ketchup, they have a spicy chili ketchup. If they make a mayonnaise, well, then they also have a chili mayonnaise. This goes hand in hand in a lot of the factories that I see at the moment.
Yeah, and then I guess often it's with or without particles, depending on what type of product.
Exactly, yes.
And thank you, Nicolas, for taking time and teaching us a bit about spicy sauce.
You are very welcome. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in.